Welcome to my 7-day travel challenge. My name is Pypno-Crapanzano and I'm your host. If you are here with me, chances are that either you are as passionate about travel as I am, or maybe you're just curious. What is this Yola girl has to say about travel? What is it possibly that she could teach me or I could learn about taking vacations, traveling to different destinations, or taking a business trip? You know, it's interesting. There are many people out there whose knowledge about travel is far greater than mine. But I tell you this, every day there are people that approach me and ask me things, very simple questions that some of you may be surprised that people don't know. So it was in my heart for quite a bit to create a course and teach few of my favorite tricks, few of my favorite hacks, and few of my, you know, favorite advices that I would give to my friends if they ever asked me about certain topics related to travel. Because isn't it true how often it happens that we go away on vacation and instead of fully enjoying from the minute we leave our houses, we actually going into this process of adjusting to the trip. We are so stressed out. It takes us a long time to actually fully enjoying that well-deserved well-deserved time off. And the stress comes from being unprepared, being perhaps rushed through organizing and planning, and perhaps missing a very important pieces of the travel. Sometimes we find out that once we abroad, we didn't pack necessary items. We didn't perhaps obtain an insurance. We were unaware that the place we're going had a climate that we weren't, properly prepared for. Or maybe we just didn't prepare for the fact that there is a different electric outlets, or they don't use our phone service, or maybe there is no internet available in the place we're going. So all these little things, if we are not aware of them, they can cause us a lot of stress. The next thing is, once we're on vacation or business trip, we still try to be a high performers, right? In whatever we do. Either we want to really truly fully rest and enjoy, or we want to give our best to that business that we came to conduct. And so in this travel challenge, we will be talking about it, how to maintain that high level performance even while on vacation. And then finally, how often does it happen that we come back from our beloved vacation, amazing trip, and then we falling into reality, and then we cannot adjust to our daily routines. It takes us days, sometimes a week. We go almost through like a serious withdrawal, and we are back to that place where we basically left off, stressed again. So in this travel challenge, I'm going to talk about all of this. I'm going to try to touch up all these different points and tell you how I deal with everything, how I help others, and basically myself to get the most out of every single trip, every single time. You may ask, and who are you? Why do you know these things? What are your credentials? What is your credibility, Yola? So let me tell you a few things about me that will help you understand. I was born and grew up in Poland, in times where the borders were pretty much sealed. Not too many people were lucky enough to travel abroad, and if they were, it was extremely expensive. My family wasn't able to afford a very fancy travels abroad. I was lucky enough to be able to travel to beautiful Polish mountain ranges, to gorgeous beaches on a Baltic Sea coast to beautiful Polish lakes, visiting very interesting and charming Polish towns. But I was wildly dreaming about exotic destinations and faraway places in the world. Little did I know that I won't be traveling abroad until I was in college. For my first earned money in college, I went right away on a mega trip, 1 month long trip to Scandinavia in Germany. And that moment in my life was the pivoting moment that I realized that I no longer can live without travel, that all the dreams that were in my heart now became reality, and I knew I needed travel just like I needed oxygen to breathe. On this trip, I had a tour guide that was mainly German speaking. And as you probably know, in Scandinavia, besides their native language, people mostly speak English. So my guide often turned to me for help. Since I spoke English, between other languages, I was helping him in a lot of situations when we needed to purchase something, when we needed to make arrangements for accommodations, and so on and so forth. So upon return from this trip, I realized, wow, this is a wonderful job. This is a wonderful opportunity to be able to visit the world and still make money from it. And yes, I did most of the work on this trip. So the only logical, thing to do was to sign up for international tour guide course, and so I did. I completed the course and I got licensed with English, German, Russian, and of course Polish. And from that point on, the world started really calling my name. I started traveling like a crazy person. Everywhere and anywhere that anyone had something available, I was raising my hands, I was for it. Everything was new and everything was interesting. I was able to go not only to a close places, nearby countries in Europe, but I started really reaching for my dreams. I went to Japan. I went to Korea, both north and south. I went to Thailand. These were places that really started to telling me that there's so much beauty and so much excitement that I will never stop doing what I'm doing. Fast forwarding to now, 65 countries later that I was able to visit so far, many different opportunities to see not only most of Europe, quite a bit of Asia, some places in Africa, a little bit of South America, pretty much all Caribbean, a lot of places in United States and Canada. All this while not necessarily working, because recently I don't work as a tour guide any longer. I travel mostly as a private traveler with a family. But all these opportunities gave me incredible amount of knowledge and experience. And I have to say that being able to travel to all these places, my hunger for travel only got bigger. I am still as excited about travel today as I was then. So in this upcoming course, I will be talking to you guys in 3 separate categories about different topics related to travel. So the first part will be related to generally planning the trip. Because as you know, we can make all kinds of different arrangements and we can make all kinds of different trips. There could be vacation, there could be a business trip, that could be a long journey to a faraway place, or that could be just a weekend getaway, or anything in between. And then we need to decide if we're going to a place where we're going to have a moderate accommodations, if it's going to be Airbnb or a hostel or a very fancy five-star hotel. We need to decide if we're going to take a plane, train, perhaps a cruise, or maybe we will drive our own car. No matter what the decision we make, we need to plan for it properly. Obviously, some places are so far away that the only way to get there is taking a plane. So we need to plan properly. We need to research which airlines are going there. How long is it to get there? What time zone are we going to be in? How expensive is it going to be? What other accommodations do we need to get in and from the airport, and so on and so forth. So that planning is crucial. The same goes for accommodations. We can be in so many different situations, and I have to tell you from my personal experience, I must have tried everything that's out there. I slept under the tent, I slept in strangers' homes, I was in the youth hostels, in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-star hotels. I slept on a boats. I literally tried it all. And there is no good or bad way of travel. It's all up to you and what makes you happy. But what's important that it really suits you and that you decide and plan properly for it. The second part of the course, we'll be talking about the actual preparations. So when we have the main plan and we know what we're trying to achieve on this trip, what trying to see, what we're trying to do, we're going to prepare. And this is a whole different thing. Now it's the main topic to make sure that all these things that we planned for, we will execute right. So we gotta sit down and really start looking into our options, because like with everything in life, we can take the same trip, two different people, and one will do a budget travel and another will be on a unlimited fund travel, and the same two people going on the same plane to the same hotel or the same place can do absolutely different trips. So you gotta sit down, put everything in front of you, a computer, guidebooks, uh, and just start working, preparing not only itineraries, making reservations, but also trying to do a research from travel forums, talking to friends who already visited places that we're going, and so on and so forth. And also trying to do a research about things like arranging visas, travel insurance, prepping for unexpected expenses, like maybe related to some things that you have to purchase for a particular trip, like very specific equipment you may need, and so on and so forth. So these preparations are simply crucial, and we cannot forget that if we don't prepare right, we may find ourselves in faraway place, again, like I said before, stressed out of our head, trying to scramble to get something that was so easily, attainable at home. The next, third part of the course and travel challenge rather will be talking about how to get most out of our travels, because regardless if it's a vacation or if it's a business trip, each time we go away we can go with a mindset that we're going to rest and not to do a thing, and it's going to be perfectly fine. But if we go with the same mindset, but we had this plan to see the most at the place where we going, or to do some amazing things, or perhaps conduct some business, but we didn't properly set our mind, we're gonna achieve nothing. We're gonna go and we're gonna find ourselves wasting precious time or trying to scramble to do last minute things. There are amazing things that each destination offer. local culture, local cuisine, local important people we could meet, places to see, and so on and so forth. So, knowing all these little interesting details, what each destination has to offer, and getting the most out of it is really, really important. Also, if we know what to expect regarding the weather, regarding the currency, regarding the language, regarding all other customs and habits, we can much better prepare to every single trip. And finally, in the last part of the challenge, we will be talking about adjusting back upon returning home from the trip. Because, like I said before, how many times it happened that you went away, you came back, and you simply couldn't get back into your daily routines. It took you a week or more, and you were just losing precious energy and freshly, relaxed brain to going back into that. How can I make this day happen? Oh my God, what am I gonna do today? And your mind is not there. So again, we will be talking about the mindset. I never mentioned in my introduction that I am also a high performance coach. I got certified to help people to reach the next level in everything they do in life. And even though this particular challenge is not related to personal development, we will be talking about mindset quite a bit because it is really important how much having a proper mindset this can change with everything we do, including our vacation or business trip. And at the very end, I will introduce you to what's next for you if you look beyond that travel challenge. What are the next things that you can learn, and what are the next steps you could do trying to get better at being a pro traveler? So, thank you very much. I will talk to you tomorrow in our official first part of the course that will be dedicated to planning the perfect trip, the perfect vacation, the perfect business journey. Until then, thank you very much for your attention. I talk to you tomorrow. Ciao.